Does your mama know you dance like that?
Hi everybody, I'm BBXH. Joining me here in the US, we're in beautiful, sunny Las Vegas, is Bernard Chong, or known as Bren Chong. And we try to do interviews every year, and this is our way to update you on what Bren has been up to in the past year and what his businesses have been doing or what's new. So Bren, for the viewers who maybe haven't seen our past interviews or don't know you, can you give us just a quick basic idea of who you are and how you came to be who you are today?
Well, I'm my father's son, so are everyone.
You don't say.
No, I think I'm trying to be a investor on businesses that has a good plan and a good team, and I'm trying to be a friend to everyone who what I know that I can share that can help, I tell them, and I'm trying to learn also student in life where I want to learn other things that I still don't know yet, and there's a lot much more I don't know.
True. That's, I guess, true for all of us, and we're always evolving. So on that topic, what projects are you working on right now?
Oh, now I'm currently interested and working on a tech project that has a social media
Okay.
theme where I'm just interested now in knowing the platforms and the servers and getting several users or thousands or millions of users, and then try to study it, because I believe in the future that the platforms is the way to go, where if you have your own platform, it's like you own your own city, your
Yes,
own country,
it's true.
and the user base is like your population. So I have some projects that are in the platforms. Some are in the payments, some are in the social chats, some
Okay.
are in the entertainment platforms. So
Okay. And these are using all of like the different social medias that we're familiar with, like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
I know I'm trying to study how to create a platform of my own first.
Okay. Cool.
And then probably once I learn it, then I'll see how can I make use of it in a productive way that can solve the problem of whatever problem that you can help solve.
Okay. Last year in our interview, you mentioned that you were maybe planning to open up some new offices in Asia. So now going back to that, can you tell us more now?
Yeah, I couldn't tell that last year because opening businesses in other countries requires the country where you're gonna open. You have to find out the laws, you have to
Okay.
find out the rents and everything. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But now I think we have successfully opened an office in Cambodia, in Vietnam, in Jakarta, Indonesia, in Singapore, and I think we have an esports event production. So to the publishers who wants to promote your IP in the Asian countries, you can contact me in my email also, or in my number. Maybe Dina can give you my number, and we can help promote your event or IP in Asian countries.
Now, going back to you started talking about your esports team a little bit, Bren Esports, and I see so much that's on social media that you guys have been up to. I mean, I see different Hearthstone tournaments. I see the Bren Cup is happening with Clash Royale. How has Bren Esports evolved in this past year?
Oh, the Bren Esports mantra is to have a presence in all major tournaments, but you have to do it step by step. And I think we first joined the Philippine League of what's called the Nationals, where there's an event that is in tournament of Tekken, Dota 2,
Okay.
and we're doing good there, I think. And we set up a facility in Philippines, the biggest esports facility in Asia as of the moment. Okay, that has many training rooms
Yeah.
for the different games, and we have a gym for their health, and
Like that.
and a place where they could sleep if they're resting for long training. So it's something that the player would be proud of, showing their parents that this is where I work, this is where I train. It's not just a house. So I made sure that the people who works or who trains to be an esports athlete has a is proud to show where they're working.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that's today's world. And I've noticed that there's a lot of young video game players that they now, instead of looking up to movie stars, they're looking up to these esports players, and they want the jerseys that these esports players have, and it's kind of like sports. So it's cool to see how that is in our modern world now. And so let's jump a little bit into Synergy 88, which is a production company that you own, and they do a lot of animations. They recently had a show on Netflix. Is that true?
Yeah, it's shown worldwide, the Dino Girl.
Oh.
So I think it's shown all over the country. I mean, what in Asia, Europe, and USA. So you can, if you have time, maybe try to watch it in Netflix. Dino Girl. It's for kids.
And it's kind of, my understanding was that it's kind of similar to like the Hulk, and like when she gets mad, she turns into a dinosaur. So it's a pretty cool story. What games have your attention right now? Either games that have been out, or maybe new games that are not released yet?
Well, I must admit, okay, so they said they were going to open Diablo 4.
Yes,
Blizzard,
I was so
and
excited
I'm very
about that.
looking forward to it. I've been watching the clips.
Yeah,
and,
me too.
And every clips about it, and I'm really, really excited for Diablo 4. Okay, and the games that I played before, I still play them, like the Clash Royale, the Hearthstone, the Lords Mobile Legends, and Ragnarok. I still do play them.
Okay.
And I'm still waiting for future games that would really have an impact. But right now, I think, have you know any games that will come out that's people are expecting or none?
I have to go with yours, Diablo 4, because
That's the only one.
Did
right?
you play Diablo 3?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, me too. And it wasn't as good for me. I loved Diablo 2, and so Diablo 3 just didn't quite do it for me. And I remember that Blizzard was releasing the Diablo on mobile, which people were not excited about, but I think everybody's really pumped about Diablo 4.
Okay.
All right, let's see. For my next question, on the topic of business, what have you learned since we last interviewed throughout 2019?
Okay, so this year, this 2019, it's been a moment of where I fix all the wrong things that I decided. Sometimes you decide on things now, but the result you'll see 6 months from now and 10 months from now. And I really learned a lot, and I want to share it. One thing, if you go to court, because there's some like contracts you go to, and suddenly they don't come up well like you want to be, and you're gonna sue them or pursue the course, it would be really hard and time consuming. So that's what I've been through this year. I've been to a lot of court, fixing a lot of stuff, business stuff, issues that, reflecting on it, I could have played it more properly.
Okay.
Like, I trust people sometimes, so I make the business without really checking for the contract if it's foolproof. Sometimes you see the people as good face value,
Yeah.
if they're like very celebrity or very famous. But then again, at the end of the day, it's what the paper says,
Right.
and I learned my lesson. But it's done now, where I'm
Right.
okay, and hopefully that's the last time in my life where I have to encounter those again.
I think that's a wonderful attitude to have on it. And looking back in 2019, what do you feel like was your greatest success of this year?
Well, success is a process. So I think when you know that you have the principles, guidelines that you're following, that you're already a success even though you're not yet there. So I think I could answer you with the growth.
Okay.
So the success is the growth. The growth is the new people I meet, the new books that I've read, and the new ideas that has got into my mind by meeting these people and reading these books. Like now, I'm really interested in meeting venture capitalists,
Okay.
and I'm really want to start a venture capitalist in Philippines or in Asia, where I like to partner with venture capitalists in USA or Europe, and suddenly form a team who will who will start to fund good ideas, good plan for Asia.
Okay.
So if you guys want to partner with me with this one, uh, maybe we could meet up. I'll fly to your place, or invite me, or tell me you want to go to Manila, and I can host, and then probably we can talk about it, and see what we can come up with partnering.
Okay. What do you feel are the most important tools of business, in the sense of there's so much like networking with people, social media, on that kind of basis? What do you feel is the most important tool?
The most important tool is networking.
Okay.
Okay, because it's who you know, but it's not really who. It's more on the person of who has done that, or who's part of it. So the networking is very important, because people like to help, but good people are often busy, and you gotta get referrals for you to talk to them, because they won't just pop in the place and say,
Right.
"Hey, I'm the good person that will solve your problem."
Yeah.
Normally you find these people, you look for them, but there are so many good people and so many people that can solve your problem if you could only find them, or if you could only share them your worries. They've gone through it before, they've done it before. So you must always network outside.
Okay. Meaning kind of like outside of your circle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I see. And of all of your businesses, which are you most passionate about?
Okay. Before I answer the most passionate about business, about the networking.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to add, but you got to have principles on it too.
Okay.
I like to share that I recently have also a motorbike accident.
Okay.
Yeah, because recently the motorbike is being a fad right now, because it's
Okay.
become easy in the traffic. So I did ride, and then I ride like 30 minutes, and I think I'm good at it.
Yeah.
So I wanna go to the road, and there's a ramp where I didn't know the principles of, if there's a ramp, you gotta have a momentum to go up. And I was in the mouth of the ramp, and I started, and then because I'm not used to it, I panic, and at the middle I have to stop. So I didn't know what to do. So when the motor's going backwards, so you gotta have rev it, right?
Right.
And because you're not used to it, because you didn't know the principles of riding the motorcycle, I ran through the post, and then suddenly you panic, and once you panic, you get out of control. I think I hit 2 cars.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I it's settled already.
Yeah.
But that was my fault. And I want to tell you people that, because I didn't know the principles on how to do it. It's easy. People ride motorcycles, and they're safe. They're safe as long as you know how to do it. Okay? Businesses is being done also. They're also the right way to do it. Contracts are being made. There's also the right principles on what's the step 1, what's the step 2, and all these things. You just have to follow them, and you'll be all right.
Okay. And so going back to that previous question as well, which businesses were you most passionate about?
So I'm still passionate about things that I want to learn.
Okay.
But I'm excited about the platforms, like I told you, because I think tech platforms is a very big window where you can connect to every to a lot of people, a lot of user, and I'm I'm passionate about the esports
Mm-hmm.
because of course that's where the competition is in
Oh
and the
yeah.
kids are in, and the it's more alive there. It's more competing and friendly also. Uh, in a way that the community is friendly, and maybe that's because nowadays what that's the next thing, you know,
Yeah.
for the kids. So that's their what do you call this? Their timing.
Right.
Okay. Then I'm in the tech side. We're making platforms for reading,
Okay.
and we're making platforms for streaming, and we're making platforms
Okay.
for like casual games. That's on synergy side.
Okay, got you.
Okay, maybe next year they'll all come out.
Okay, so streaming as in streaming like the video game streamers like on YouTube and Twitch, or streaming as in like streaming videos?
Streaming content. So
Okay.
so it's like semi net something like Netflix,
Okay.
where you
I
just
see.
pay for the content,
Okay.
and you'll have content, and you can get people to share the content to people also.
Okay, got you.
Same with the reading. So we got the
Mhm.
books and anything that's worth sharing. So you can share it to schools, the children's books also. So they can be in one cloud, and the school can connect there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's a very smart idea.
Yeah, and then the games also.
Okay, very cool. Is there anywhere that you haven't traveled that you would like to travel?
I haven't been to South Africa,
Okay.
so maybe on 2020 I'm planning to visit South Africa,
Okay.
and a lot of place I haven't been to,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to do it, one at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you still travel often?
Well, I remember me saying I traveled once a month,
Mm-hmm.
but last year I think I traveled only 4 times in USA,
Okay.
in Panama, I think in USA again, in
Mhm.
Singapore. Yeah, maybe 4 or 5 if I remember I'm going to Japan.
Okay.
Anyway, because this year I got a lot of court cases that
Mhm.
I fixed. Now it's fixed, so
Yeah.
hopefully on 2020 I'll be visiting all my friends out there. You get to see me.
All right.
I'll go visit you.
I'm sure that they like that. Do you still get to play basketball in your free time?
Yeah, because basketball is a regular thing, so it's my bonding also with my friends, and I do exercise every morning
Okay.
just to make sure that my heart gets pumped and my lungs get pumped also.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the sweat to clear out the toxins, but not that aggressive.
Okay.
Just more of it's like a maintenance thing.
Gotcha. That makes sense, and I think that's good, especially in the world of gaming. And that was one thing that you mentioned, that your esports arena, they have a gym in there for the players, and I just think that's wonderful because that is such an issue in the gaming world. So I think that's a good step in the proper direction.
But we have to include, and this is very important, sleep is very important.
Yes.
So every person must have
Mhm.
enough sleep, and the food you take is also important. Now about food,
Mhm.
it really depends on what the person plan is.
Mhm.
Okay, if he's planning to be an athlete, he'll be eating different. If he's
Right.
planning to be just in shape, so he's eating different. He's planning to gain weight, he eats different. If he's planning to lose weight, they eat different. But there's like I said, there's a principles in everything. So you gotta know your goals first,
Mhm.
and you gotta know the principles to get to your goals.
Very true.
Yeah.
Do you have any particular charities that you donate to or that you partner with?
Yeah, I donate some in some foundations. If I believe, if it's not last year
Mm-hmm.
or early this year, I think it was last year,
Mhm.
before Christmas, we donated in like glasses for the people who couldn't afford glasses, so they could
Okay.
see, and
Okay.
we send doctors for their eyesight to check to know their vision. So I believe in this in charity work and especially changing the outlook, the image of these people who couldn't clearly see much, because they would always remember you. It's like, oh, my vision is clearer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a life changer right there.
Yeah, last year I did donated for the eyeglasses charity.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing. And kind of to wrap all this up, what's on the horizon for you in the year 2020?
Hopefully, we continue to grow, we continue to learn, we continue to make new friends, to read books. That's how you learn also. And I'm still gonna try stuff that will that I think I will be curious about, because you cannot not try, right? You have to learn. But I'm confident that right now on next year 2020, I would like to research on the principles first on everything. So the pain and the scar, if I could just do away with them and skip them, it's good. So to you young guys there, or to the listeners, don't be afraid. Do what your dream is. Pursue your dream. But just remember, there are principles on it, and there are people who've done it. Make sure you ask them. Make sure you research on them, and then the principles, just follow them. And I'm telling you, you'll be all right.
Well,
whatever it is.
Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, and thank you for taking the time for this interview. And you mentioned earlier the best way for people to get a hold of you is email, which I'll put the email link below for you guys. If you are interested in any of the topics that we talked about today with businesses, being a venture capitalist, with esports, any of that, you can contact him at the email below. And Bren, thank you so much for doing this interview with me once again.
Okay. Again, okay, I like to say, if there's anyone you know who are venture capitalists who are interested in making office in Asia, please contact me, because right now I'm interested in making a venture capital company in Asia that will fund the startup for the future. Of course, this would be with plan, and this would be run professionally.
Wonderful. All right, well, there you guys have it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, thank you. You all take care.
But does your mama know you dance like that?